we're gonna cut back in here. I had ooh, that is not what I wanted to do. I cut off the last one, and I was originally intending to log off, but then I ended up having to do some more stuff. But I didn't do a lot more. I just got the I got this set up, and then I went and got a little more copper. And as you can see, we're maxed out on the copper that this produced while I was logged off and everything. So yeah, we basically have a more than sufficient amount of material, but actually I kind of already got most of it set up, because you already saw that, and then I just, don't ask me why, I just ended up I just ended up going and farming a little more, and I thought, oh, I'll just farm a little more, and then it turned into me ending up basically building the oxygen processing facility over here, and I'm not even sure if it's, yeah, I mean, it's running, but it clearly did not run the whole time. Like, it's clearly running out of power. Well, no, 35 minutes until drained, and the night's only like 4 minutes long. So no, it's definitely running the whole time. Oh, I guess oh, because the time it took me to build it. That's the difference. It took me a while to actually build the thing, so it's an hour or so, maybe 2 hours behind the copper processing. So it just happened that it was, yeah, only at 6,000. So it has, and I built more of this one. I put a little more effort into putting it all together, as you can see. You know, got it all up off the ground and the thing below there, so that at some point I can just sort of enclose the whole deal. But actually, the eventually this whole thing will be, you know, I'll rebuild everything, and you know, make it into a real good looking, you know, setup and everything. And as much as I hate doing this, putting out all of these solar panels and batteries and everything, I really didn't have any choice for this. I ran in every direction, and there just is not an electromagnetic power source close. Well, there's not one anywhere around this base area. So I had no choice. It was either power it with the solar panels so that it could stay on all the time, or set up biofuel reactors and have to feed them all oxygen every time, which you can do it because it will run for 2 days that way at a time, and that is cheaper to do, but it's not self-sustaining. This setup here, once the math is done, like as you saw, you know, the time until drained, once the charge builds up, you know, it's got more time until drained than there are hours in the dark. So as long as you have enough solar panels to gain charge during the sunlight, more charge than, you know, the thing takes up. You know, the only thing is that, you know, if you are setting up an even larger, like a lot of people, I've got 4, and that because that's about 1,000 an hour, and for me that's plenty. Like we have over 10. We have 10,000. Yeah, over a little over 10,000 O2 now, and we can use that to edge, like as I've showed you before, you can multiply carbon with it. You can actually multiply ferrite dust with it, because you can put ferrite dust into a refiner and then put oxygen in, and it is 1-to-1, but basically it allows you to convert oxygen directly into ferrite dust, because it turns the ferrite dust into rusted metal, which then can be refined into 2 ferrite dust. So you can basically, what all you're doing there is you're using oxygen and adding, it uses up your oxygen. But if you've got one of this, if you've got this, you probably are going to have more oxygen than you need anyway. And of course, you can just set up this whole operation, for. You can also set up this entire operation like this for a rusted metal on a planet that's got rusted metal, and just have that, and then just gather it and process it, and you've got an unlimited amount of ferrite dust. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Is we got this whole thing set up. Yeah, and I know I just didn't want to mess with it. They ended up coming out the back of the building when I set them in there, but at some point I will go and rebuild. It's just we got other stuff. I have other things I want to do at the moment. I already did all of the setup for this and everything, and got it all built. And now that we have our oxygen, and we have our carbon, and we have our ferrite dust, go ahead and get the last of our oxygen out of these too. We don't really need these anymore, so after I get our oxygen out, I'm going to deconstruct them and get our materials back. Here we go. I just thought about that. Those really need to go over to the ship, not into the storage. Because I want to be able to use them. That's why. All right, so we've got our stuff. Actually, I might need to make some more ferrite dust before we move on here. Let me. See, so I had the nanotube, the carbon nanotubes. So we need the antimatter housing. No, I think we're gonna have enough. But we'd only have 660 left, so in order to multiply it, you need it. So just checking to see if we have what we have. Seeing if we already have any rusted metal hanging around. Maybe in the exocraft? No, that's the wrong exocraft anyway. No, none in there. Okay, so we're gonna see it in action. So we have 10,000 oxygen. We don't need all of it for what we're doing. So instead, we can take at least 1,000 of it. And we can combine it with ferrite dust. Takes about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. And then another 2 minutes to process the rusted metal back into ferrite dust. And of course, you know, we're gonna turn this 1,000 oxygen into this, and then that will process to 2,000 ferrite dust. So yeah, we're using 1,000 ferrite dust, but it's basically just converting this oxygen into an extra ferrite dust. Is all it's doing. But normally, while that's doing that, there's ferrite dust outside everywhere. So, you know, normally, while that's processing, I would just run out here and... Which is exactly what I'm going to do, as you can see. I have a good bit of pure ferrite now, too, just because some of the rocks are pure ferrite. The conversion of the carbon is way better. It's way better. You get many times multipliers on that conversion than you do. Yeah, and I as much gold as we had almost 3 stacks of gold. Back when it was 500 per stack. I used almost all of it on building all of those. Because it's like... Yeah, it's like 30 gold per one. And it's even more chromatic metal per one, but I had already built this, so I was, you know, pulling a fair amount, you know, per hour of the copper out of that, and then while it was doing that, I ran around and dug a bunch of copper nodes up and converted them. Yeah, and as you can see, I haven't taken these apart. I should. We're not actually powering anything with them at this point, because as you can see, our grid power is over 1,000, and that's because eventually I'm going to put grow houses on the power system here, which is going to take even more because it's 50 a piece and I need 24. It's going to be over 2,000. Power requirements easy. When I get to that point, okay, we can go back out. But yeah, I'm still gonna let you guys off the hook for actually watching me do the hours and hours worth of actually going and turning in all of the things. I'll just come back and I'll show you all the markers that I ended up generating from using all of the maps and everything. But you know, I won't. I'm not gonna even record it. Number one, it would be useless to do that for you guys and have you sit there and watch hours and hours worth of me just do the same thing over and over and over again. But also it would take up an awful lot of extra hard drive space with video that I can assume anybody would just skip. They'd be like, oh, okay, he's just gonna do that same thing forever on this video. It's a 4-hour video of the same thing over and over again. Well, it wouldn't be exactly the same thing because I'm gonna say different things. But I seriously doubt the things I am gonna have to say is gonna be interesting enough to warrant that kind of dedicated watching. You know, I keep wondering because there probably is. I was wondering, there's probably if I dug down, there's probably a cave underneath here with water in it, where I could make a sort of secret base for our summoned water exocraft instead of down there. I was just thinking that would be cool, but then I also every time. Those rocks that I keep harvesting, they keep respawning, and one of them is actually in the building, and I keep having to harvest it when it reappears in here, covering. And look, there's one right there. I can't keep from coming back either. So. Alright, so we got 7,000 now. That'll leave us with about 2 grand in ferrite dust. So that should be good for what we're doing. And as you can see, we even ended up with some more extra oxygen. And normally by this time, after doing all of that, I would have actually been able to generate another 750 with the machines that I took up. As well, so they turned out to be faster than I actually remember them being. But I mean, it's not that they definitely aren't affected by the refiner thing. So the speedy refiner thing, that really is the speed that they go. Maybe I was thinking there are also atmosphere harvesters, and I think maybe they're slower than the ones that are made specifically for oxygen. But now we have an oxygen farm, so we should never have a problem, an issue with that ever again, really. I'm not sure we'll ever be able to use, well, unless we do a whole bunch more of this, which we're not going to. This is probably the last time we're going to need this many things, because, yeah, we need a lot of slots for our exosuit. And it's either this or warp to 100 different systems. well, it would be 50 different systems because you can get 2 exosuit things, but that would also require me to visit all of those stations and everything. So, yeah. Anyway, the next thing on the list is actually to start doing the actual exosuit upgrades and everything. So I just recorded this little piece, and it's going to be stitched to the first one. I recorded this one to catch you up, and so I'm going to let you off the hook here for the next little bit, and for you, seconds will pass, and then I will stitch in the piece for after I have upgraded our exosuit, because that is what I'm about to do, is start popping those off here and get that set up. I'm gonna save a restore point there, and then yeah, this is an interesting thing. If you teleport in from a base that doesn't have a teleporter, it parks the ship off the teleport pad. And if you teleport from a place that has a teleport pad, like a station, for instance, so if we go to the station instead of the base that doesn't have a teleport pad, which I can just build a teleport pad. I know that's the obvious solution to this, but yeah, and we just warp back. As you can see, it puts it, now it's back, and now it's on the teleport pad, or on the landing pad. I keep saying teleport pad, but now it's on the landing pad. Yeah, so if it was on a landing pad before you teleported to your base, then it'll be on the landing pad, or then it won't be on it. Or yeah, anyway. I'm getting myself confused. Okay. No landing pad, not on the landing pad. Landing pad, it'll be on the landing pad. Alright. You can watch the first one, and then that'll be the next thing you know, we'll have all of them. Alright, that's it. I will see you in a bit. Hello everyone, this is just a little added snippet I am going to be cutting in because this just occurred sort of by accident while I was doing the exosuit upgrades. As you can see, I've done a little over 25% of them, but I was just flying around and I spotted a ship crash on the ground. It was this solar ship right here, and when I came and opened this little fella right here, we ended up getting the economy scanner. So that's where it came from. Whenever we resume, is that it came from this, and we did find a really nice, cool solar ship. It's a C class, but we can hopefully take the I like the cockpit on this one, so we'll probably take it apart and retrieve the cockpit, and then we'll get other. Hopefully we'll find some more solar ships crashes, and we'll be able to get the parts from them, and we can put us a solar ship together. I really like the solar ships, and they're kind of like the outlaw ships, like in the game. Like they appear mostly in the outlaw systems, and like the ship that you first find in the outlaw quest is one of those. So it's definitely the iconic sort of outlaw vessel, and everything. So okay, I'm going to get back to it, and I'll see you soon. Just finished the last of the Exosuit upgrades. So we got 100, and we actually ended up with a couple more than we had originally. I bought 100, but there were a couple of times where I'd land and I found one near another one. You could actually see them. So I got, I think, 3 extras, 3 or 4. I can't remember exactly. But I also got a couple of extra charts because I found some of the ancient data structure things. As we look at all the navigation data we picked up. As we went, we picked up more and more navigation data as well. So that's why we have over 120 of them on us now. So, and that's not even including what we still have stuck at the base, at our base, which was where we're heading right now, back to the base. And then I guess after that we will proceed on to the next stage, the sunken wreck. Yeah, we haven't. I haven't put any new stuff in any of the new slots that we got for our exosuit. We will want to, start putting some technology in there. I think we actually have some stored up from previous loots, like with things where we've looted stuff, or gotten gifts from aliens that we met, things like that. So yeah, I'm curious because this it's just the manufacturing facility. It hasn't respawned again or reset like it did before. I don't know why it reset that one time, but it hasn't done it again. So, as much as I would, and I'm not, this is not like me complaining that it reset. I would love for it to have reset again, but it hasn't. So, all right, let's see. Oh, my bad. Yeah, there we go. Keep that. I'm gonna keep that. Storage. Keep that. Storage. Man, I kept having to stop and make launch fuel. I didn't even think about that until I was actually doing the whole thing, but yeah, 100 landings, launchings, and takeoffs ended up costing a fortune in launch fuel. I kept having to stop and get more dihydrogen so that I could make more launch fuel. Yeah, and as it turns out, 100 wasn't everything. Yeah, I think it's enough, though. And honestly, I really just don't want to spend any more time doing that right now. As you can imagine, I've been doing it for, I think, about 10 of them took about 20 minutes. Generally, sometimes they were further, sometimes they were closer. So, yeah, it took approximately 2.5, 3 hours to hit all of those, and of course, you know, you can still see, yeah, the little markers, like any of them that are close to anywhere. This planet is a lot bigger than I thought it was, because I did almost all of them on this one planet before I started getting repeats. I did get one repeat, but I was able to reload an autosave to before I used the thing, and then I went to another planet. I think it was the last 20 that I used on another planet. But yeah, I was able to use almost 80, or well, no, it was 80. 80 plus of them on this planet, which is amazing that there were that many. That there were that many drop pods. I don't know. Maybe they've redone it, but I don't remember being able to get that many drop pods on one planet before. Of course, yeah, maybe I was doing it on smaller planets, but because this one, let's see, what is? Yeah, I don't know. This one, it doesn't look that big, but apparently it's rather huge. That or maybe it was regenerating them. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I didn't have repeats for a really long time. Well, I mean, because sometimes I've had that happen before. Whenever you're doing those, you know, it'll send you to a drop pod and you'll land and it'll have already been done and you, oh no, I did this one already, and everything. But that didn't happen until after I'd done 80 of them. So I don't know, maybe there's a bug that makes it so you can end up doing one and it doesn't reset it, or something. I don't know. But I would think that, because it can't be that it reset it, because I have all of these, just, I stopped taking them. I only got 30 of them because I just stopped getting them after a while, because there's one at every single drop pod. That that you do, and as you can see, like it was just doing that because every time you do one of those, let me explain why I stopped doing them. Every time you do one of those, it does this thing where you have to stand there for like several seconds while it goes up in the air and it spins and it goes and everything. And it was cutting it big time into my time, how long it was taking me to do it. So I got them for the first bunch of them, but then I got sick of watching it do that, and so I would just jump out, run to the drop pod, run back to my ship, jump in, take off, and everything, rather than, because I got just absolutely sick of collecting them. But like as I was saying, you can see, as you can see, I did collect like 30 of them before I got tired of it. And realized how long it was taking for that animation to play out every time. Yeah, also, that's another thing. When you use those maps, if you use them standing outside the ship, it goes way up in the air and you gotta wait for it to do this whole thing. Yeah, don't do that. Get in your ship and then use the chart, because it won't play the whole thing. It'll just go drop pod found, and you can be taking off while it's doing that. But if you use it outside the ship, you're just stuck and it's literally like 6 or 7 seconds where you have to, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is when you're fucking standing around not able to do anything and you're trying to get, through 100 of the stupid star charts. Okay. So now my rant about that is over. I couldn't help ranting. You wouldn't be able to help ranting either if you just spent 3 hours doing the same thing over and over and over, and all you could think of is, how do I make it a shorter effort? So anyway, figured that out. So now let's do something fun. Let's do something that's at least relatively new in comparison to all of that. So our next thing, I guess, is going to be we were doing the. I believe that's what we were doing at the. I don't know. I don't know how I got distracted from it, but we were. There. That's what I've been trying to do. Dreams of the Deep. Yeah. Reach the freighter crash site. Actually, I was doing that, and then I got onto the base computer archives, but now it wants us to go to other systems, and we will eventually, but I don't want to do that right now. I want to do this and reach the freighter crash site. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do now. So we need to go this way to do that. Okay, so I'm sorry. I know that was a big old tangent. It was a massive tangent for me, but it had to be done. We needed the exosuit upgrades significantly, more for the technology than for the actual storage. I mean, the storage is nice to have, but now that I've increased the stack sizes, that's not nearly as important as the technology, because we have to have those technology slots to upgrade our suit and get all of the stuff that we need installed. And there is the freighter wreck. How are we on? Yeah, we're fine. But now that and this is why I didn't want to leave, by the way, the economy scanner will allow us now to identify the Outlaw systems. So now we can go to more systems and make sure that the ones we go to, whether they're Outlaw systems or not, before we get there. So, when we pick a system, of course, now for the quests and everything, it'll pick the system for us, and that's the system we have to use, because there's really no way to make it pick the system you want it to pick for those quests. But we don't have to visit the stations in those systems at all if we don't really want to. Though, I mean, I can farm passports so that we can visit the station and gather, the different stations. But to do that, I'll have to buy a bunch of passports at like 1 million units apiece. Located the wreck, but the ship's computer was a washout. We salvaged what supplies we could and left. I don't want to be nearby when the water eats through the reactor housing. Tidal patterns here are increasingly strange. The water has risen rapidly, but we are yet to see it ebb. We could return and salvage more when the water falls away. The survivors made it back to the wreck of their freighter, but moved on soon after. I will have to do the same if I am to find them. Before I leave, I make one final search of the archives. There are no more clues, but I do locate blueprints for some aquatic construction modules. At least the journey was not in vain. I shut down the distress beacon. There's no one here to rescue. And okay, so we get some of our underwater building plans, which is really nice because those are all rather expensive, 5 and 10 apiece on the salvage data. So it's but while we're here, we should be able to grab some free cargo pods. We might even get some cargo bulkheads or salvage frigate modules and save ourselves some time later. Because that's going to also be a fairly long and involved process to farm the salvage frigate modules to upgrade our freighter when we get one. In fact, we should. It'll either be the next jump or the jump after that we will encounter a battle, and we should get our first one for free. If it's an S-class, all the better, but probably won't be. We'll probably have to then wait and do some jumps and get a pirate battle to spawn. And once we do that, then we'll be in a lot better shape for you're trying to generate an S-class, which you want to do before you really finalize, because that's one of the few things that they really need to look into doing something about is you can't upgrade the class of your freighter. So you either have to be happy with the freighter you have, or wait to do any kind of upgrades on it until you've got the class you want forever. Because if let's say you install bulkhead expanders, so you have more storage on your freighter. Well, if you did that on a C class, you're wasting those bulkhead expanders, because if you then trade it away, you don't get those back, and they don't transfer to the new ship. So, yeah, you basically, you immediately, as soon as you set out to get a freighter, you either have to live with whatever it's got until you have the class you want, or you have to generate the class you want. By doing reloads and, fighting the pirate battle. Of course, that's the thing. You have to fight the pirate battle several times, often many times, before you finally generate an S-class ship. So, that you can get. So there is that. All of them. I did. I think I missed one. Yeah.
Radiation protection falling.
I missed more than one, didn't I? They're positioned differently on the underground ones. I'm actually used to the ones that are above ground. So that's why I'm kind of partially lost about where. See, there's another one. Come on, take the navigation beacon away. I don't need the navigation beacon. There we go. One cargo bulkhead. Nice. I told you we might get something nice out of that. Oh, we actually got a salvage frigate module and a cargo bulkhead. That was a good one. Very acceptable. And what we need to do is return to the Nautilus, so we need to summon our naughty little Nautilus. And climb on board. Let's go ahead and refuel. Alright, and then see if there's a... Oh, there's a drowned starship. Oh, wait. Okay, that's weird. Okay, so that's odd. I'm actually gonna check that out, because I didn't think the next thing was supposed to be. Yeah, we were supposed to detect a sunken building, not a. Oh no! Don't you do that, fucking thing! It launched right into that thing. That was not me. I was just trying to get off of it. Almost fucking destroyed our ship. That's not the that's the quest marker, right? That's not the normal. Maybe it is. Maybe that is the normal thing for a drowned starship. Maybe it looks exactly like the quest marker, and I just don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because it's definitely possible. I haven't done the drowned starships before. I didn't even realize that the Nautilus could specifically search for starships in the water. Yeah, and the reason the water one is better in this case is because you won't find survivors at the ships in the water, but on the land, you can find, when you find ships on the land, a lot of times now they'll have survivors at them. No, I think this is actually the exact same ship we found earlier. That was for the quest. Because it's the same model and everything. It's even the same class. So, and yet, I mean, we're definitely going to take another S-class starship that we just happened to find here. I mean, we now have 2 of those S-class ships. A high-tech cage filled with the mangled bodies of animals lie in the cargo hold, thrown dice. The creatures appear to be long dead, yet their fur moves unnaturally as though still alive. Ooh, yeah, there's something in there. Yeah, we're not going to approach. Let's just investigate the databanks. I accessed the ship's manifesto. The creatures were infected with a dangerous parasite. Yep, there you go. We don't want parasites. We really don't. I take the information on an interesting new tech before hurriedly departing. So we now have a plasma launcher pattern that we can make for our multi-tool. Let's see, is there anything in here that we can use for our other ship? You know, so I noticed it's not, while it's an S-class, and it's the same like model and shape and all that kind of stuff, I think. It's not the same because the other one had a S-class field module in it that I was able to salvage and put in our ship and everything. So while it's almost the same, it's not the same. So I think we might have just gotten lucky and found another one that's very similar, or, you know, yeah. Now we just have to find our regular starship again, which shouldn't be hard because I didn't park it far from where this thing was. Should be able to just get to the surface and see it. Yep, there it is. You can't really see it from below, though, can you? Look, yeah, it's like the surface of the water until you get really close, makes it impossible to see it. So now you can see it, obviously, but from over there you couldn't see it. Come on, regenerate our shields. I'm not taking off till you regenerated them. The last thing I want is for you to run me into something else. My ship blow up. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the real danger when playing in playing permadeath is that you'll get killed by a bug. It's more likely that you'll get killed by a bug than you'll actually die from in basically anything else. You know, ship combat's not that dangerous. You know, fighting sentinels, it can be dangerous right at the beginning, but you know, once you even have a good bolt caster with 1 or 2 upgrades, you can generally do it if you're experienced. But, you know, you can't, like, if it teleports you into the middle of empty space and you can't get to your ship instantaneously, you can die from that too. And believe me, I've had it happen. I had a teleport appear on my list of station teleports, and it said, you know, the name of the system and everything, but when I teleported to it, there wasn't a station there. It just lit it, because it so happened that it was an uncharted system that I had portaled from, and there's some sort of bug that makes a station teleport where there is no station if you portal from an uncharted system. So, yeah. That was, and the best part was is that I got lucky and I was like, holy crap, and was able to get into my ship before I died. But yeah, just be careful of that if you're ever portaling from a an uncharted system for any whatever reason you may be portaling from an uncharted system for. I actually did it because of that actual same bug. I was trying to get it to not do the bug in a normal system, and when it created the thing, I didn't realize that it had created a portal to a station that didn't exist in a system, because that system shouldn't have had a station, and everything. And I had named it so, but it didn't use that name for the station when it made the station that didn't exist. So yeah, it named it the name of the system's original name, which I didn't even remember at the time. So yeah, so that's why that happened. I knew if I sat here long enough, we were going to get attacked. I shouldn't have done. Oh, there's another one. Is there yet another one? There is yet another one. Okay, so glad we did that. Now, I actually need to land again. Just gonna go ahead and refill that. Alright, we're gonna do a restore point. And there we go. Destroy for East Ocean. Yep, we know. We know. We're the Starship Destroyers. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Damn it. Sorry, need to do sunken buildings. Come on, regenerate. There we go. There we go. Now, sunken buildings. Where is her? Where is her? There she is. 2 minutes? Yeah, we'll just... let me out. There we go. Alright. I reconsidered, okay? I was like, 2 minutes? How about 20 seconds? 15 seconds? Whatever it is. What happened? Okay. My eyeball disappeared. I'm supposed to get an eyeball when I kill those guys. I did it again. Did I accidentally destroy it? Maybe I did. I've never had that happen before, though.
Technology recharge.
Okay. I mean, it's not like I have to get them. It just kind of bothers me that I didn't get them. I'm sorry, the water is yet to recede. Some of the crew have taken to swimming without their suits. It looks so inviting. I didn't read the first part, I know. I was too busy bitching about not getting my other thing. The eyes. I didn't get the eyes. I mean, it's not like I really need them, but just, you know, we're supposed to get the eyes. Okay, return to the Nautilus and look for. Sorry, I guess I'm always gonna do that now. It's just because, like, maybe we'll get another ship. I mean, I'm gonna say it here. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I've now got 2 S-class hauler type ships, and I don't want a hauler. I don't really like the haulers and everything. So more than likely, I will just be breaking those down for cash. Or whatever. And I was actually thinking what I might do is you remember I was trying to think up a way that would make it so I felt like I earned any Sentinel ship that I got to keep and fly and everything. I think that might be my method. If I repair a ship completely, I can then trade that ship for an equivalent class of Sentinel ship. So if I find an S-class Sentinel or even an A-class Sentinel and I want to trade, I can trade one of those ships as long as I fully repaired it first. I think that would be fair, right? That would then be I really earned that Sentinel ship. I did the repairs on a ship, you know, so, and then I have to actually bring the ship in and exchange it for the Sentinel, because it gives you the option to exchange your one ship for another and everything, even though you can technically just take the Sentinel ships for free. So I think that's going to be my rule and everything. So now that I've got like 2 of those S-class ones, if I repair them, I then, you know, I think that would make it reasonable for me to then trade those repaired ships for the kind of ship I want to take. And everything. Since technically I could take it for free anyway, but I don't want to take it for free and then use it unless I feel like I earned it. That's just we're just going to call that part of my Outlaw playthrough. You know what I mean? One of those rules that, because I feel like the Sentinel ships are a little bit too easy to get, and I don't want to complain about it to the point where they change it. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, please don't change it and everything, because that's currently the best way to make money is to get those, and if you make it hard to salvage them, it'll be there won't be any good ways to make money anymore. Used to be you could make a bunch of money by making products or, you know, mining activated indium and stuff like that, but they changed the prices of all that stuff, and now it's I mean, you can still do it, you can make money, but it takes a lot longer to make it really profitable and everything. Like, you activated it, you got to set up several bases with several mining, you know, mineral extractors and stuff, and then, you know, wait for it to, you know, really produce, and then, you know, like once a day you can just go sell the stuff for 100 million or whatever it may be, you know, that you're producing, and of course you can do, you know, eventually make infinite amounts that way. You know, but it takes a lot of time and resources and setup. You gotta, you know, you'll be teleporting to 20 different indium mines too. Okay. We got to keep our eye that time. I don't know what happened with that other one, with that last one. It's like the eyes just either exploded or something. Yeah, they didn't pop this time. Yeah, you can't pop them. You can't. Yeah, it doesn't destroy them to shoot them. I even tried it just because I thought, you know. Yeah, there was something wrong at that previous one. It was bugged somehow. Yeah, I also noticed now that I'm looking. Log accessed. Signal echo distorted. Recovering data. Read log. Log 0115C. Breach event plus 21 sols. The secondary drive team came back early today. They found a cave full of strange crystals, but the lights on the sub cut out and forced them home. They seem upset, disturbed, but we have to go back while we still have an idea of where it is before the shifting tides rob us. We'll never build anything without advanced materials. Log 0115D. We fixed the lights on the Nautilin. I'm heading out. Log continues. Log 0119A. Breach event plus 23 sols. We found the cave. I knew we could. What a find. Great towering crystals of brilliant red, rich metal deposits, concentrated deuterium, all we could ever need. We might just make it after all. Now, if only we could get a dry night's sleep. Yeah, I was noticing in that last one that all of the oxygen sac things looked like this one, where you couldn't see them. But this one, well, it didn't. The candle kelp there had the little balls on it, but the other one didn't. No, but at the other one, none of them had them. They were all stripped bare. All right. So back to the Nautilon. Oh, we found another starship. I don't know why. Oh, it's only a minute away. We're gonna do that. We're gonna head over there. Well. Yeah, I don't know if I fanboyed enough about all the underwater stuff. I thoroughly enjoy what whoever created all of the underwater features and everything in the new expansions. It all looks so fantastic. All the lights and the glowy parts and all of the cool fish and stuff. And the only complaint that I have of any kind is how awful the light on the Nautilin makes everything look. It bleaches out all of that cool stuff. And not that I don't like having a light. I still would like a light. I want to be able to turn it on and off. Okay, see, here we have found a different ship. This is even a different kind. It's a science vessel. I believe that's what this one is. No, an explorer. It's an explorer. Nope, look, and we have another S-class shield thing we can salvage from it. I know it's just a C-class ship, but if we find 3 of them, we can take the parts and make a whole ship into. I like these ships. They're pretty neat. Exosuit. The stricken craft's blank box beams a holographic video of this old and ramshackled ship's final voyage. It's a bucket of bolts, and I'm surprised something this lo-fi could even break through the planet's atmosphere. It seems pirates found it sitting idle on the landing platform of this planet's orbital space station, perhaps hopeful of valuable cargo. Pursuit was given, there were no survivors. Search for advanced technology. The craft is a fairly basic model with very few upgrades. However, the plans for an intriguing technology can be found in its databanks. And we got a combat scope plan. There we go. Yeah, if you use the right option, it will always give you a technology blueprint. If you use the wrong option, it'll just give you like an upgrade module, usually for the starship, which can be good or bad, depending on sort of what you're going for, and what you need.
Technology recharge.
I don't know why I'm swimming away. Haha! Used a nautilin to blow something up. That was pretty good. That was fun. Pardon me.
Technology recharge.
Yeah, we're gonna need to get some more stuff to make. I think we need phosphates and salts. We're okay for now, but we're gonna need to get some soon. Oh, we need to actually scan. What? I have to do that every time. Because we need starships. Yeah, now that we've found a different one, I think we just got super lucky, guys, and ended up getting 2 hauler S-classes. They weren't the same or anything, it's just we got lucky and got 2. It happens sometimes. Okay, so... I'm gonna say, it's not, okay, that's why. Sorry. There we go. It detected it, but we couldn't see it because we were set to a different thing. Log 0328A, breach event plus 98 sols. I had the dream again. The endless purple waves, mile after mile after mile. A relief at first from that dull crimson ache, but then I can't escape the feeling there's something else there. I look around and there's nothing. Nothing. I blink and I see them, faint at first, just lines, but it's unmistakable. Repeated geometric shapes traced in the sky, row after row of triangles slowly scrolling past. And I can't explain it, but it's the most terrible thing I've ever seen. It's almost a relief to wake up and see the rain again. Log 1998B, breach event, plus 399 sols. They've gone back to that wretched cave. Every one of them. No one is listening to me. We can still build the hyperdrive. I know it. After that, flushing the salt out of the launch thrusters will be easy. Log 2001P. Breach event, plus 399 souls. We've all had the same dream, the same rambling, the teeth in the sky. Those crystals, it's nonsense. There's nothing else down there. We've taken it all. But what can I do? Maybe I missed something? Maybe they're right. Like, one last look won't hurt. I bet it did. Give me your pearl. What are you? Okay, fine. Open up and then give me your pearl. Oh, really? That bullshit again? Yeah, the jellyfish are annoying, but if you keep moving, they kind of can't catch you. You don't even have to move fast. They're not very fast either. If you stomp, though, they'll swarm all over you. Start doing some damage, and you can kill them.
Technology recharge.
Okay. Scratch my leg. Okay, so use the scanner. Search for the crew. I think this is our last one on the... Right there it is. Sorry, now there's too much stuff. I can't see where it is. Okay, am I crazy? Because I don't... Oh, hold on. No, it's... You have the right one selected. Signal lock established. There it is. There, now I see it. Okay, so... Look, I'm telling you, that shit's broken sometimes. Launch thrusters at 100% charge. 100% charge required to summon. It won't summon it even though it's supposed to. Let's see if we can summon if we go over to that island. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing it manually. Let's just get the Nautilus to do it, right? So, we found another bug. Is what essentially has happened here. But as far as I know, because I've never had a problem like this before, so it may just be this type of ship, or specifically this one ship, because it's the starter ship. Because I've summoned the Sentinel onto water hundreds of times, and it's never said that shit before. So... Yeah, look, and it's still doing. It's specifically, look, it's fine with summoning all of these other ones. It's that specific ship that is the problem. So we are going to make one of these. Going to create a restore point, and we're going to... This should fix it. Yep, there it went. It fixed it. And that is why you should always have a save beacon on you. Alright, so I think that all that really proves at this point is that we need to get rid of this starter ship. Because for some reason, it specifically has a bug about... I'm guessing it has a bug about water landings. Because I think every time... No, we've had it happen a couple of times where it was on land, too, where it would say, oh, you're at 70%, you need 100% to do it. But yeah, it's never been, you have 100%, you need 100%. That was a first. Yeah, so... I believe this will be the final building for this quest line. Trapped. Sub-reactor leaking. It grabbed me, but they're dead now. Their eyes are all shut. I think my leg is broken. My hand hurts. If I can just find an air tank, I can still get back home. The recording continues, but it is just hours of scratchy silence, the static of the currents. I have a haunting sensation of being watched. I wonder who this crew really were. It seems I will never find out. Alright, and we got the helmet of the Lost Diver, which is the ultimate prize for that whole thing, but for us, the ultimate prize was all of the free stuff we got along the way. Actually, yeah, because we got the Nautilin that we got for the pattern for that, so and then we got the yeah, we got the scanner thing, which allowed us to get some sunken ships and everything, and hopefully it will let us get some more sunken ships. Like this one. Like this one, hopefully. And yeah, it turns out, it looks like the drowned starship marker just happens to be the same marker that they used for that quest. Is what's going on, which is why I was confused. So I thought, why is it marking it like it's the quest? It marking it because they just reused the same marker for the quest. Is what happened there. That reminds me. Nice. Now we got some more shield. Yeah, we've gotten close. We got kind of close a couple of times recently. Of course, one of them was we got attacked by a crashed freighter as we were taking off. It reached up and grabbed our ship. What did we got now? What was this one? No, it's okay. It's the same one. Is it literally the same one? It is literally the same one, and yet we can still take another one. Okay then. I mean, I'm not gonna complain, I guess. I mean, it's obviously the same site, because look, everything's looted. But I guess because we found it again, it respawned the ship at the site. So I guess maybe if we just keep doing this, we can get that same ship over and over again. Oh, that seems... I mean, it seems cool to me. Taking those S-class ships apart, hauler ships apart is fairly valuable. They're fairly valuable. It's a big ocean. I think it really wants us to fly around in a hauler. It's now we've now got 3 S-class haulers. I think the game may be trying to tell us something. That we belong in a hauler. Let me guess. We can't summon it. Because now it requires 80%. Okay, so that's just going to keep getting bugged, I see. Okay, I'm just curious. Is it... Do you think it's reloading that same ship every time? Is it respawning that S-Class freighter every time we, reload? Hauler. I said freighter, didn't I? The S-Class hauler. Yeah, and I think that may be exactly what's going on. I mean, I didn't think that at first, but I really am starting to think that now.
Technology recharging.
Because I'm almost positive that is going to be the same starship having respawned. But if that's the case, wouldn't that end up being the same for all of the... Like, if we found any kind of drowned starship, wouldn't we be able to just make it respawn? Yeah, look, here it is again. It's to get this, and I bet we can take it again. Yep, we can. Well, shit. And we do have, just making sure here, we do have, yeah, we have each one of those. Oh man, now I face a conundrum. Do I exploit this or do I not? I mean, at this point, if I exploit it, I mean, I already complained about the Sentinel ships. I guess no. I mean, the answer has to be no, right? I mean, I'm not going to just not keep the ones I already have, but I don't think I'm going to exploit it and use it to get more of that ship that way. I'll take 2 of them apart, though. The first one, that's totally reasonable. We got that one you know, fair and square, but the other 2 kind of were that was a little... I mean, yeah, we're still going to profit in terms of getting some units for it, but beyond that, so for the moment, I'm going to make a restore point here, and I'm going to take a little break, and I will start a new session when I get back. Have a good one, everybody.